to Thursday Reviews. Today we have the Surefire 6P flashlight to review. Yes, it's another flashlight, this time from Surefire. At this point in time it's actually rather old, but it's quite nice. It runs on two of those 123 batteries which go in down here. While I unscrew this, you can actually feel how it's higher quality. It doesn't squeal or scrape on any of the threads down there. Anyways, the top of the light also unscrews. That way if the bulb ever goes out, you can replace it very easily. It's not LED, so expect it to go out much quicker. There are two types of xenon lights you could buy. The P60 bulb will output 65 lumens with a runtime of 60 minutes. The other one is the P61 with an output of 120 lumens with a 20-minute runtime. You can see it does have an orange peel reflector. This flashlight has been in production since 2001 with multiple different versions, but this one here is the original. They have LED versions and what they call Defender. Those have an aggressive looking stripe bezel on the front. The LED version unfortunately has similar lumen levels, but with much higher runtimes, several hours versus under 1 hour. That just goes to show you how much more efficient LEDs really are. The Defenders don't have much difference either, except that the tail switch operates differently, but we're not focusing on that for now. Now let's look at the body of the light. It has pretty decent knurling, and it does have an anti-roll bezel. The button is back here. It has pretty good rubber and seems easy enough to hit with gloves. It won't tail stand though, so that could be a problem, I guess. So here's how it works. With the tail cap loosened slightly, this button acts as a momentary. It only has one brightness. As you can see, it's quite spotty and very warm colored. That has its benefits, but also setbacks. It allows the colors to be reproduced a bit better in the dark and outside, but it's not LED, so it's not as efficient and won't last as long. Anyways, the only way to keep the light on is to tighten the tail cap all the way. Well, that's great. And now I need both hands free? Wait, actually, you can do it with one hand. Huh, whatever. Also, look, if you're putting the batteries in and accidentally tighten it too much, it turns on. I don't know, I think it's a little weird, but whatever. This light nicely fits into a holster like this one, and measures 5.2 inches or 132 millimeters in length. It also has a diameter of 1 inch or 25.4 millimeters. I think it's time to take it to the great outdoors and test it out. When it gets dark, of course. Okay, so here we are in the hallway, and I have the light right here. If it will eventually focus on it, I'm going to turn off the hallway light, and we're going to test. It's really dark. Now take a look at this. You can see that it's actually quite bright, and it goes really far because of how spotty it is. And it's also very warm. This is a very warm glow. So we're out in the pitch black. Yeah, I wasn't patient enough to wait until it was totally dark. I have the light right here. We're going to test it out. You can see just how spotty it is. It looks a little better in person, but the colors that it reproduces are very, very, very... It looks exactly like it would if the sun were out. And there it is, shining it on the garage. Sorry, my hand's a bit shaky. Let's go in the garage. Okay, so once again, doing the test of where I'm standing at the very back of the garage. This is basically the size of a 2-car garage, but half of it is just for storage. And so you can see if I shine it from here all the way down, you can make out everything absolutely perfectly. And the actual spill of the beam touches the floor and the ceiling at the same time. So it is quite a wide beam. Now, as just kind of a disclaimer, these batteries are actually running a bit low, and it's actually quite amazing that it's able to do what it is. But remember, it takes pretty common batteries, the 123 batteries, and so it's not that big of a deal. Oh, you know what? The head of the light here is actually getting a bit warm. Just the front part. In fact, the whole light is slightly warm. And it's been constant on for the last 2 or 3 minutes. So, yeah, I guess it's not really meant to be used extended periods of time. That's why they do have the momentary thing as pretty much its main feature. And then you can twist it to keep it on. So this is kind of some beam shots. You can see just how spotty it is in the middle and just how wide that spill is. It's actually quite amazing how much that's able to spill. But anyway, with that, I think it's time to find out what I think about it. And we're going to time travel, and it's going to become daytime again. Okay, so here's an overview of what I like and do not like about the light. So first, let's start off with things that I like about it. The first thing is you can just tell that it's built well. Just like the metal just feels well put together, the threads are well put together, and it just feels very professionally done. And I also like that it's just a very simple design. There aren't 3 buttons on it with weird buttons sticking out all over the place. I don't even think it comes with a pocket clip. It's very simple. Another thing I like is that the bulbs are really easy to replace. All you have to do is just unscrew the head of the light. I mean, that's very simple. I also like that there's multiple options. If you don't like this option and you want an LED version, you got it. If you want a more tactical version, you got it. This light's been around for almost 2 decades. And so they've made a lot of improvements over the years and a lot of options over the years that you can get, and so really it could suit anyone. Another thing is that it takes relatively common batteries. It's not like as common as your AA or AAA batteries, but they're still not that far down on the list. Let's go over some of the things I don't like. So the first is that it doesn't tail stand. Now this isn't a problem for me, but I know some people might find this as an issue. There is no way to tail stand it because the rubber button is too rounded. And just as a little side note, if you want a tail standing light that also has the momentary, this is the Olight M2R and it does just that. So if you want something that you can do that with, watch my Olight M2R video. And I also think that the light is too spotty. But, on the other hand, the light does throw much further because of that spot. And so if you need it to light up areas far away, but you don't really care about how floody the beam is or how wide the beam is, then this light might be a good option. And just as another side note, I do not know what the LED version has to offer. I don't know if it's still just as spotty or if it is floodier. But no matter the case, I'm only reviewing just the regular 6P. You can find other videos or reviews on the LED versions if you want to see if it's any less spotty. Thanks for watching this week's episode. I do have other flashlight reviews on my channel, as I kind of mentioned already. So if you're interested, then you should go check those out. I have a ton of other things I've reviewed as well. Anyways, I'll see you next time with another thing to review.